No, seriously, this is so wonderful. It's so wonderful to be here. It means so much to me to get this honor from Equality Florida tonight. You know, I've worked on so many issues in Florida for such a long time now. It's been over 20 years, and I feel like I've really come to, just in a very deep way, appreciate the community here and the movement that you all have built here, the leadership that you have here. I mean, I've shared with Nadine and Stratton many times, but I'm glad to get a chance to say it more publicly. I think Equality Florida is one of the most visionary, effective, forward-thinking organizations in our country. And I don't mean just state organizations, I mean LGBT organizations, period. Even broader than that, civil rights organizations. I cannot count the number of times that I have, and really any time that I'm coming across a challenging problem and I don't know what strategy we should use on something, or messaging, or a movement building problem, I call Nadine. And she has never, ever, ever failed to step up and help. I mean, I just want you to know, not only has Nadine and Stratton's leadership been incredibly important here in Florida, but it's been important nationally in ways that many will never be known, but it's played really an outsized role in many, many ways. And you all, I mean, it's so incredible too that we are at this moment, I cannot believe it, with 4 marriage cases in front of the U.S. Supreme Court. That's the Tennessee case, we're counsel, and then Ohio, Michigan, and Kentucky. I mean, that just happened with the speed of a rocket. I mean, after the U.S. Supreme Court, struck down the Defensive Marriage Act in the Windsor case, I think no one really knew what would happen at that point. We were hopeful the decision was good, but it was unclear in many ways. Even though the language was very powerful, the analysis seemed to be helpful, but I think no one predicted the speed with which courts all across the country, including in very conservative states like Utah and Oklahoma and Virginia and North Carolina, started applying that decision and striking down discriminatory state marriage bans. And that was courts and judges too from both sides of the political spectrum. I mean, it's extraordinary. I think nothing like that has ever happened, not just in our movement, but in the legal and sort of social movement history of our country. It has been absolutely extraordinary, and we're the ones who are getting to, witness this and be part of it. It's very sobering. So we got, these wonderful victories from the 10th Circuit, from the 4th Circuit, from the 7th Circuit, and then the Supreme Court surprised everyone by letting those decisions become final. And so then, we've now got couples marrying in every single state in all of those circuits. And the 6th Circuit decision was a disappointment. It's the first and the only, and I hope it always will be, the only federal appellate court to rule the other way. The disappointment of that was somewhat mitigated by the fact that the Supreme Court immediately agreed to review those decisions and hopefully is going to reverse and correct them. But again, that was kind of a moment when we weren't sure, was that going to slow down the momentum in other places across the country? It did not. We got victories in Florida, Alabama, South Dakota. The Alabama one is like really wild. Amazing, amazing. So y'all know that, federal district court in Alabama, 2 cases. One's a recognition case, one's a freedom to marry case. Wonderful decision. She did not stay her ruling. Well, she stayed until February 9th to give the state time to ask the 11th Circuit to issue a stay. The 11th Circuit was like, nope, we're not going to. I know, and now it's in front of the U.S. Supreme Court, and I hope that tomorrow we're going to get a decision from the U.S. Supreme Court saying, no, we're not going to impose a stay either. And I'm sharing with some of y'all, I'm heading to Mobile, Sunday, and I hope that I'm going to be watching our clients and other couples in Alabama get married there. Really, it's an amazing moment. And, Stratton was underscoring, Florida has played a huge role in this. Winning the marriage cases in Florida and having there be no stay and having everything go smoothly and couples get married without problems, and they're having problems at the margins, but I want to say again, Equality Florida has been incredibly vigilant and done so much work behind the scenes to make sure that any problems that seemed like they were going to emerge got quickly, stamped out, and that things did go smoothly. It's amazing. It's been an incredible honor to represent Equality Florida Institute and our 6 couples, some of whom are here tonight, and to work with the amazing attorneys at Carlton Fields, including Christina Alonso, who's here tonight. It's my favorite appellate attorney in the state of Florida. I love you. And the incredible Elizabeth Schwartz, who we worked with on so many cases. It was so great to get Judge Zabel's decision, and it was great to get that wonderful decision in Key West right before that. And the federal decision was awesome. The ACLU and William Shepard and his firm bringing that case. I mean, kind of the synergy and the momentum was just like, wild to see that happening. And it was thrilling. It was really thrilling to know that some of you and other couples in Florida are now able to marry and be treated the same as other families.
And get divorced just
and
like
get divorced too. Yeah. Back to the Lord of disappointment. But anyway.
Well, some of those people have been married for more than 10, 12 years.
I know.
Waiting for that day.
I know. Well, I mean, one of the reasons that I'm so committed to working on marriage is it has made such a huge difference in my own life. I grew up in Texas, a very rural part of the state, and marriage, my parents were married for a long time until my dad passed away. All my family members, they had struggles and challenges, and there were some divorces, but, I saw that all around me, and my sister too, and we just yearned for that, so much. And then knowing, I really thought that is never going to happen for me. That's just not, it's not in the cards for me. That's not possible. And then when I was able to legally, I am transgender, as Stratton mentioned, I was able to legally transition to male in California back in 2001, and then I was able to legally marry my wife at that time before same-sex couples could marry in California, and it transformed my life. It was the happiest day of my life, but also it brought my family together. My family had never been able to accept me or my sister, who is a lesbian. And seeing me get married and just it was like a light bulb coming on for them, and it began a healing process for my whole family. And then when my sister married her wife, not a few years later, in Canada, my parents and a bunch of my cousins and stuff from Texas went to Whistler, Canada, which was funny in itself. But but my parents were the official witnesses of my sister's wedding, and it was just so beautiful. And to have that, reconciliation before my dad passed away was just wonderful. And I know that's happening in families all across the country. This is the healing power of being able to see us as people and letting people see that we love and have families like everyone else. We do have so much to be grateful for. And that does come, though, with a lot of responsibility now, because like Stratton said, there is so much more to do. We still don't have statewide non-discrimination protections here in Florida. But what we do have now is this movement that you all have built and we all have built together. This movement now is a powerful, mature, sophisticated political and legal advocacy movement. And other movements now are coming to us to try to learn how to effectively create social change. So you all, it feels very good to win. We've got this taste now of what winning feels like. And we need to have that feeling much more in the coming years. We have a lot more still to do, and so we really do need to keep the momentum going. So thanks for being here tonight, and thanks for supporting Equality Florida.